Welcome to the Global Eye. You are with me, Mosmi. For centuries, we have seen people profoundly writing with human endeavor. Writing had been a solitary dance between mind, imagination, and the blank page. But today, a new partner has entered the studio, and that is artificial intelligence. And that's not a futuristic concept, actually, it's the present. Right from drafting an email to posting a social media post. In fact, composing poetry too. People are seen to take the help of artificial intelligence, and that is something worrying future of creativity. Can AI be a collaborative partner in creating a novel, piece of story, or even a poetry? And as these tools become more sophisticated, what does it mean for human creativity? Is AI a revolutionary co-pilot that will help us reach new literary heights, or is it just a ghost in some machine and that is challenging the very soul of authorship? So let us dive deep into this exciting discussion today. Do you think AI can be our collaborative partner, or do you think it can be a tool to write your novel, your book, your story, or poetry? We'll start with Subranil.
Slim.
You are a poet, and you have created a book with lots of pictures, images, and I heard that book was also going to be in one of the Guinness record. But being the present generation poet, a writer, and you are also an academic editor, all right, how do you see this AI involving in the creativity of a person? Prior to that, please introduce yourself with your book.
Hello, everyone. This is Suman Subralin, and basically I'm a computer science engineer. But when I had a passion for writing, definitely I joined into writing domain with proper training as well from National Book Trust in Delhi. And from 2017, I'm in the academic editing board, developing curriculums as well. And this is my first book. 8 months back, I published this book. It is in the structure of a double haiku. But haikus have never been rhymed, but I have rhymed each and every verse of it, and there are 100 haikus in it, along with 460 illustrations. So that makes it a little unique one. And that is about the book and me. And regarding Mosumi's question about the influence of artificial intelligence, I would rather go with a negative note, which is the reality, to be very honest. The creativity, the thing that we said just now, creativity, it will never help you to bloom, because the moment we think about artificial intelligence, it's definitely a machine made, whether in the form of app, whether in the form of other different tools. Now, those are made by humans as well. Now, humans cannot have been able or never be able to create something proactively even before an incident occurs, like antivirus, right? Unless a virus comes out, or spam or malware. Same goes with artificial intelligence. It will never help you in growing creativity. Rather, the more use of artificial intelligence will make the person, the author, or the person who is keen in writing and all, will try to get influenced, as well as that impact will make the person get more inclined to artificial intelligence, which will kill the love for the language. In any respective language a person feels to read or write, especially. So in my perspective, artificial intelligence limited use, not in the concept of literature or authorship. It should be used only in the factors of learning, not helping as a co-author. Otherwise, ghost author has no kind of significance in the publishing industry. Right. When you start even focusing on the grammars as well, or construction of a sentence based on how artificial intelligence, which is even feed by, based on the keywords, it's feed by human as well, right? And they do a little of permutation and combination, which is the layman language. I'm not going to the technical truth about it, but what you feed based on it, it will just jumble up a few things and it will show different results. The best results we choose as the only option, but that is not. It will kill the creativity in the long run, and it's already happening among children in the higher secondaries as well as. So I don't think it's a very positive thing to go directly with AI as a co-author.
Right, we have Gagandeep with us. She's an author. Gagandeep, can you tell how ethical is it to take the help of AI and write a book, publish a book, and term yourself as an author? And we, see this often having now, like every XYZ is an author today, and writing a book has been so easy now because it's the AI who is your collaborative partner. How ethical is it?
Hello, everyone. First of all, I would like
And
to
yes, please introduce yourself with your book.
Yeah. So my name is Gagandeep, and I live in Delhi. I'm a mother of two. I belong from Chhattisgarh basically, and I moved 20 years ago to Delhi to pursue my career in aviation industry. And I wrote this book along with my husband, and it is related with aviation interview. It's a step-by-step guide basically. And what inspired me to write this book is that we come across many candidates who want to join aviation industry as a cabin crew or as a ground staff, but they could not, enroll themselves into extensive training, which is not required also. But people were not aware at that time when we joined in 2006 back then. So, me and my husband, we both have experience as a recruiter and trainer in aviation industry, and I have worked as an associate editor with an aviation magazine also. And my husband has worked as a cabin crew with a leading airline, and now, right now he's working as a HR manager with a leading airline in here in Delhi. So we both thought that we should assist these candidates, which we meet every day, and they struggle to be a part of this industry due to lack of knowledge. So we just this thought inspired us to write this book. Here we have written not only the question answer, but we have shared our personal experience based things also, which could help candidates to crack their interviews.
So aviation is an important, topic today to discuss. We definitely, certainly can have a separate discussion on aviation and how people like you can guide the people who want to join this industry. As you are an author today, like your husband and you have, your husband is the co-author of your book. Now you replace your husband with AI as the co-author. How ethical do you think is it?
See, what I feel is like as an author, I personally see AI as a very helpful tool, although, but it can be helpful to generate ideas, suggest phrasing, or check grammar. But when it comes to true authorship, human experience makes all the difference. Because if I talk about my book, Aviation Wings, in our book, which I co-authored with my husband, we have not just written mentioned the question answer based theory, but we have also shared our personal stories, our struggle, or whatever experience we get throughout this year. So I feel AI can be a helpful tool, but it cannot replace the human being, because it cannot add that feeling to the content. It can be a text generated thing, but it cannot actually add the true feeling to that content which we want to deliver to our readers.
Right. Thank you, Gagandi, for your valuable, insights. Now we come to Mahvish Khan. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, Mahvish. You are a young author. I do not know the number of books you have written. When you introduce yourself today in front of our viewers, definitely will come to know more about you. But AI as a writing tool, like what according to you is this generation learning, all right, when it comes to creativity? And the same question to you, how ethical do you think is it, and do you think the publishing industries should accept books written solely with the help of AI, all right, the tool, who is the co-partner of the author actually? Yes, you first introduce yourself.
Sure. Hi, this is Mavish Khan, and I work as a marketing associate as of now, but I started off as a content writer for MNC. Currently, I have two books published, and I had written it during the lockdown. right after my education. I completed my master's in literature, and then since lockdown hit, I thought it's the best time to utilize it publishing my book. And it is mostly poetry collection and short story collection. Currently, I'm working as a copywriter. And obviously, in my profession, I have seen a lot of people using this AI, and because it kind of simplify your work very easily. And as a writer, sometimes I don't find it ethical because it is going to stand as a competitor for me, for my skills, for what I do. At the same time, I feel like, as the question stands, if it is a tool or it can be your replacement as a co-author or author at a given point, I don't believe that it is possible. Firstly, to even using the AI, it is me who is giving the nudge to it. So it will always be a human who is going to be directing any AI tool. Plus, AI is something that is definitely only fed through the data that is available on the web. It will never have a human connect. The books that I have written are solely based on the people that I have seen around me, the emotions that I connect with them. I don't think so there will be any app in near future or ever that is going to replace the human emotions with any kind of feeling. So it might be helpful, but it is not ethical as a tool to replace the author, because whatever I can give to the society as a human being, no tool can ever generate that kind of emotion, empathy, which is very much lacking in today's generation. Maybe because they are so much used to of doing things easily without connecting to it, using the chat GPT to even find random answers through it. What should I do? What should I eat? I am angry. What should I do? Because they are not connecting with the people, they are not connecting with the society, and that's the difference that is bringing in our people. And I know, working in a corporate, every day people are going through a lot of problems, and they are not seeking help. Reading books and all of that thing that was helping people, they are getting away from it because they are using the AI tools. So I don't think so if ever at any point I am asked to write anything using the AI, it will ever give the result that I would have done it on my own.
Thank you, Mahesh, for your valuable points and views. We come to Suraj. Suraj, there was a time when actually we were not aware of this AI. We used to hear, yes, AI is this, but we never knew this term called Chat GPT, who would help us to write a novel. All right. And when you, there was a time when you wrote, you had written your novel, the emotions, you actually poured into your story, your book. And today, when you read the books or even a LinkedIn post, let me tell you, like that day, I was just, scrolling through the LinkedIn, and I found the similar pattern of writing style, the similar words. There was nothing called creativity, and with those images and symbols, just in front of the pointers, and it seems that we are not reading the very person who has posted that very essay or article, but we are reading a machine who has generated that very post, you know available somewhere in this world. So how do you look at this sudden change, the seismic shift from the originality where we used to write, and today when we see this this scenario, how do you view this?
Yeah, I will not say it's a sudden change. It has become like this gradually. So I would just give in a small example. Let's say a child is there and he has two books or two teachers, let's say, not two books. And one teacher is just reading through the book, and another teacher is telling stories and trying to explain something to him. So he will enjoy and hearing to the second one, because he will be able to connect, he will be able to feel some emotions, and he'll generate that interest. So similarly, when we read something which is written by AI, we won't be able to connect through it, and we won't get the emotion. Like if someone has read my book, he or she will know that, yeah, this was the time.
Sorry to interrupt. When you are speaking about your book, can we know more about you? Suraj is a marine engineer officer and he is an author. So, like, how, see, you cannot use internet or ChatGPT while traveling, or like when you are in the ship.
Correct.
And,
Okay.
like most of you, like when I read your stories or when I read your book, I find, that originality. But do you please introduce yourself, let the viewers see your book, and then please add on to it. How, without chat gpt, there was a time we used to write, and today also people who do have the soul of that authorship, they are still writing. And there are people who are termed as authors, but uh, the author behind the soul is a machine. Yes, Suraj.
Yeah. Okay. About me, I'm Suraj Dev, and I'm a marine engineer officer and an author. And I wrote this book. I have actually two books. I am only having this one right now, but the second one is not with me right now. The second one is the first one is Game of Destiny, and the second one is And to Live Again. And both are actually inspirational love stories. So the actual concept behind it is no matter what happens in life, you always have one reason to love again, to smile again, and to live again. This is the moral of both the stories actually. So this was about the book. And now talking about the AI, I see that most of the people are actually saying the same thing. So I would actually be on the neutral side, that I will say, let's say, 5 good points and 5 bad points about this AI thing. So coming to the bad points first, like everyone said, the first point I would say, the lack of emotional depth. You'll not find any emotional connectivity when you are reading a AI written book. Then the second one is, it can lead to plagiarism and originality concerns. Third point, I would say, dependence on data. Whatever is data is available online, or in its, let's say, in its cloud, only from the AI will be taking out all the concepts and all the stories or whatever it is writing. The fourth one, I would say, which Mahavish was saying, that it is a risk for the job factors of the people who are earning through it, or who are content writers or authors who are doing it professionally. And the final point I would say, which is bad again, is authenticity and credibility of the writing stories and whatever poems, stories, or answers, whatever it is giving. Now coming to the good points, I would say, it's not that only bad has happened, so good things have also happened. It will lead to increased productivity, that you can actually have good ideas. You can take ideas from there which are not available easily, which may not come to your mind. And second one, I would say, creativity has increased. New creativity, possibilities, styles, etc., you can gain from there. And then it can actually help you as your it can assist you. It can assist whatever is there in your mind. It can actually give some better output for it. If you put let's say ABC, it may tell you what is the next step. And then the fourth one, I would say, it is very accessible. It's with everyone now, so it won't take much time. It will be giving high productivity in less time. And the fifth one, I would say, language and learning, everything is improves. Your language will be improved. It will tell you where it is wrong, so you don't have to go to the editors again. It's a risk for the editor's job, but I would say you can actually learn also. When it is correcting you, you can learn your mistakes also. So I would be on the balanced side.
So we have with us William G. Maveli. Sir, is a very experienced author and a poet. He is a mentor. Good evening, sir. Thank you so
Good
much.
evening.
Thank you
I'm
so much
sorry for the
for.
delay. I am sorry for the delay.
It's okay,
Uh,
sir.
yeah,
So,
thank you. Thank
so
you.
today we are discussing on artificial intelligence, the
I
machine,
know.
the tool.
Yes,
Like nowadays,
yes,
we see the children, the present generation, using AI, Chat GPT, rather to narrow it down, or Gemini. There are so many apps, to write
yes,
a book or any
yes,
content or a story, and even poetry. And there was a
yes,
time, sir, you have written 70 books, I think 70 books, and more. And there is like now, if I see your award list also, it's endless. But how do you see the time when you were writing, you are still writing, and how do you see the present generation? You know, they are, everybody is a so-called poet now on social media. So how do you see this change, sir? The time when you began as a poet or a writer, and today when everybody claims himself or herself to be an author or a poet, because they have their co-partner, the tool, the machine, AI, or narrow it down, ChatGPT, Gemini, those apps. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Musumi, for giving me a chance to talk about artificial intelligence. As a person of 70 years aged, I'm sorry to say my age, but I should say my age because I am a realistic person. In that context, I am saying I am having a credit of 70 books at the age of 70. That means when I was 1 year old, I might have written a book, but that's not true. So the difference is there from my talk. If I am 1 year old, how can I write a book? No, it is impossible. So AI is a 1 year old boy or girl. AI is 1 year only, or 2 years only, or 3 years. Now, coming back to my thought of writing, when I was attending a mathematics class in an English medium school, Don Bosco High School, I was not at all interested in mathematics. So I was hiding my notebook and I was writing something about a beautiful girl to whom I came across every day while coming to the school. So her mind was absorbed or captured in my mind, and I was writing a poetry, a love poetry at that age of 7th standard. Maybe 14 years or 15 years of age. I was writing secretly, I'm sorry to say a story, I was writing secretly a poetry about my love to that girl. Okay. I mean, very, very cool thing, But my headmaster, he was walking around the veranda and he saw I am doing something, hiding something, I'm not attending the mathematics class. He came into the classroom, asked me, William, get up, and what you are doing? I am sorry, sir. I am sorry, sir. Because I knew that he caught me. So I was writing a poetry. He exposed that poetry. Williams G. Mavelli is writing poetry in a mathematics class. So I am contradicting AI with my imagination. That's the first thing which I want to tell. Now, I am not against artificial intelligence because artificial intelligence should be taught to all coming generation. It should be made as a subject of teaching in all the schools across the country. The reason is that the new generation babies or the new generation, they are in a way or other very natural, very new brain, and their brain is very fresh. And when they think about a short story to write or a poetry to write or a visualization, they can give a fresh visualization than me at the moment when I am a 70 years person. So I am totally agreeing for artificial intelligence to be implemented all the areas of a upcoming child. So I am telling this in connection with a child's perception. Now, there are people who are against AI because they are saying the natural creativity will be lost. Okay, I agree to that. But when I grew, how I learned how to write English. When I grew, how I learned mathematics, how I learned physics, or any subject which was like an AI. There was somebody like a shadow along with our lifetime, first standard, second standard, 10th standard, college, our office administration and environment. There was some assistant. So AI for an aesthetic person or an author, AI should be used as a tool, not for his own creation, but for adding some kind of what you call polishing work. AI can be a sandpaper. just put it and polish it, whatever creativity is there, and you can always seek support from AI, and you can absorb the potentiality of AI, even though it is not your product. You can connect with your realistic thinking and put the certain things with the support, with the help of AI. AI is a revolution, no doubt about it. But meanwhile, what is my experience is that when I gave a story to a publication to publish, it was a story of around 2,000 words. What the publisher did, the publisher uploaded that story into some of the tools, and they generated one artificial intelligence supported painting. So my story is there, and along with the story, they put a painting just to depict the story. But I was against it because my story, I wish my readers to read from alphabets, words, sentences, paragraphs, or the sequences, the scene 1, scene 2, scene 3, or like that, and they should get their own visualization or their own understanding of the story thread or the development of the story, the twist and turn and all that. Whereas the artist, if they are giving a picture printed along the side of the story, most of the people will look at that picture, they will abandon the text, they will not read the story, they will be tempted to look at and enjoy the painting. So the eyes are for visual, okay, but mind is having 1,000 eyes. Your mind is having 1,000 eyes, which is not visible by you. You can think, you can visualize that story, you can enjoy that story in your own way. And I feel that you understand that. You know, if there is a painting on that, it is standstill. It is not moving. Unlike it if it is a video or reel or movie. So any aesthetic art should be originated by the author exclusively, but the author can make use of any other elements which the artist or the author cannot grab it in real terms. So there is a distinction.
Thank you so
which
much, sir. We'll come back to you. Like, Suman Subralin, like, we find some contradictory statements or views here. When William sir said that you can take the help of AI and polish your work, or it can generate ideas, and Suraj just said that you can know what comes next, then will it be your own story? If the AI tells you what comes next, then why should you think about the story? Yes, Subralin.
Well, it's like if I give an analogy kind of a thing, you go to a prophet or you go to a person who, is in astronomy and all. Everyone loves to know the future at least a minute ago or a second ago, right? But the hope behind knowing your future before time is actually about positivity. Now, you cannot guarantee the person who will be predicting about you will be giving a positive response as well, right? It may come negative because he will do all those necessary things that to know about your presumptions, as well as proactively he will try to let you know. Now, when it comes to negativity, it will also influence the person in a negative way. Similarly, when it comes to artificial intelligence, now making something interactive is a totally different thing. Like I myself have writing on paintings over last 7 to 8 years and more than 1,200 paintings. Now that is a way where I have used the paintings to give a different dimension based on my words. So things can be done in the other way around as well. Now, when it comes to creativity, the word creativity itself has to do direct connection with innovation. Now, artificial intelligence can give you ideas. It can definitely give you ideas to enrich your thought process. But when you use it as a helping hand, definitely you some way or the other in the long run, things that you never been able to assume or perceive or even create, when you see it coming in front of you before time, before your mind starts grasping about it, your mind starts creating about it, you'll be inclined to it. And that inclination like I said in the earlier part, it will lead to loss of love towards the language, towards what you're doing, dedication. Now children, nowadays, if I talk about, and like Suro said about editors, now editors simply doesn't put illustrations into it, or simply doesn't see it in a way where the dimension or the version is completely different for the author. Editors take definite permission from the author even to change a single word, whether it is an academic book or it is a trade book. That should be the form, and that is mostly followed by the known 230 publishing houses in New Delhi, including NCR. Me being in Delhi, I know about it. So that's what I'm saying. The way to do things is actually giving the result in a way how artificial intelligence aid. It can be an aid. It should not be your second person. You depending on artificial intelligence to give you the final result, to give you the final output, to give you, you're stuck in your situation. It's a process of 3 steps, and you're stuck in a situation. You let artificial intelligence help you out in it. It will only make you another machine as a human with blood and bones inside you. That's the only difference, because that creativity as well, what you talk about in artificial intelligence, are even fed by people like us, the normal people who are technically sound into it. It can never bypass human intelligence. And that's the reason it is said artificial intelligence. This is a very funny thing. Like when you say virtual reality, now imagine how reality can be virtual, how intelligence can be artificial. It is same like giving a plastic smile, right? When it is a plastic smile, it's actually not the real smile, right? Now this Ghibli art has come up and it has been booming around. Now, if you see yourself, you don't see that it is me or it is something younger than me. To make someone feel happy, oh, I look younger, like 7 years younger, 10 years younger than me. People are going to it. Now, people who are only stereotypical way, being a fish, trying to sail in water without swimming, they can definitely be considering it as a boon to mankind. We ourselves, in our times as well, when mobile phones came, we used to remember each and every numbers. Now we do not even remember a second number. Whether we have a WhatsApp number and the other number is normally for handling calls, we need to look down. So that is happening based on our dependency on machines. Now, I even wrote, being a columnist in one of the newspapers, Assam Tribune, on emotional intelligence. That was the new topic in 2015-16. Now, intelligence, when we blend it with emotions, which is a very good thing. Now, you being into the domain of politics as well, you be knowing about Donald Trump winning the campaign, how it was done. It was all related to artificial intelligence. When someone asks you a different kind of a question in the form of a survey, knowing about your character, knowing about your nature, knowing about your pros and cons, and based on that, after 7-8 months of campaigns to be done, the team behind Donald Trump created such kind of campaign that will influence you, that will convince you, because convincing someone is the most toughest thing in the world, right? So when someone would feed you something before you think about it, before you even speak about it, you're definitely going to buy that particular idea. That's what artificial intelligence is doing, even to the younger generations. And more we use it, the more we become a victim or a slave of it. It is as simple as that. Because it will automatically nowadays, when you use a normal Android phone, if you browse even YouTube, what you see today, next day, similar kind of videos, shorts, vines will come up to you. Who is doing it? Artificial intelligence. There's a concept in Google, it is known as intelligence. The moment you write something, there's already, in a little hazy way, entire complete sentence, a couple of keywords are being shown over there. It means it's already judging your way of thinking. Now, when it is doing it, you're not even trying to go beyond it. No human being goes beyond the first 3 pages of Google search even, right? In each search, there are 20 pages, there are 20 web links. So going to 30 pages, nobody does that. So when you get something free, not what I mean is free is like so very feasible, like spoon feeding, you definitely become inclined to it. Now, we see kids, me being an academic editor, when I have given, taking permissions from the authors, as well as giving advices that this is to be done, to do incorporate in a book, those things come into play. That thing will be made null and void. Now, children are going with artificial intelligence, writing essays, even writing poetry as well. Now, teachers are training. When I go and train teachers, regarding the academic book, they are saying like, give us some information about artificial intelligence, which is a very good thing because we introduced artificial intelligence in the grade 6. Someone who has just been a 12-year-old kid is learning about artificial intelligence rather than having a moral science lesson in the book and trying to brag about what they have learned, right? So this artificial intelligence, in a very oxymoronic way, will create Socrates. Now, Socrates, who was Socrates, a self-taught man. Now, every person who will be inclined to it will become like a Socrates. I'm a self-taught man. Why should I be bothered about someone else giving me a few ideas? He or she is also a human being, right? Now, Socrates' era was different when he struggled through all those things. And then he did that. Development, when it comes to machine, it should always be made limited. Otherwise, we eventually end up becoming machines.
Right, thank you, Subranil. Now, how do you counter this, Suraj? You also said there will be a risk of job to the of the editors. Now, editors would find problems in finding jobs if AI does all the work. If your ChatGPT is your, or Gemini or XYZ, the tools of AI becomes your editor, or rather writer. Editor comes the next, after writing the book. But here we find today people even composing poems with the help of AI. How do you view this? What would be your say in this?
See, that's a fact. We cannot deny that it may take our jobs, and it is taking. I mean, talking about the editors, but again, the originality again comes as a good factor. Originality of the editors will always be better. So AI is taking over like jobs. I guess it will take over the jobs of editors, and but it may not be able to give that originality or the emotions involved in those poems or stories.
Can we actually term such people, the so-called poets, to be poets if they're writing poetry with the help of AI? Where is the emotion?
No. Then you
Or
can.
AI will rule our emotions.
I personally think if you're reading a poem, you can actually know that it is written by AI or a person. You can feel the difference. If a reader is there who loves to read and who loves to read poems, then he or she will definitely know that this is written by an AI or a person.
Right. Thank you, Suraj. Gagandeep, how do you see this tool affecting the present generation? Because things have become easier. If you give some project to a child, even a class one, standard one, second, third, it becomes very easy for them. They do not need a tutor. They do not need anyone. And they have fine project in front of them, and they submit it to the teachers. And do you think the teachers do have time to check if it is written with the help of, or created with the help of AI or originality? Or in this process, somehow, do you think that we are killing the creativity of the children, of the students, the upcoming generation?
Well, I have a daughter who is 12 years old and studying in 7th class. So right now, as you know, in Delhi also summers are going on. So she is doing her, summer holiday homework. So she is doing through with the help of Chat GPT and other, AI tools available to make it easier, and as well to not to waste much time on that and to spend on some other activities which she can learn actually, because she feels, Mama, why they have given so much written work which is not actually necessary as per her, because she feels that I'm not learning anything new while doing this during my summer vacation. So what she does is she takes the help of obviously ChatGPT to contribute in her work. But apart from that, I encourage her to do brainstorming or use her own thought process while doing such kind of given tasks. So she can generate ideas by her own, because tomorrow when she wants to grow as a writer also, because she is seeing us as a parents writing all the time or reading books, so she also feels like doing the same things in future, although she has written one book also. And we told her like you can take the help of AI tools to complete your task, but she was herself saying it to me that no, I want to do it in my own language or by sharing my own feelings and experiences. and she was able to do that as well. So I feel like it can be a helpful tool also for the children, but it depends on the parents' guidance also, how they encourage their children. Whether they say, okay, no, beta, it is okay if you use AI tools just to complete your task, or either you just want to learn something by doing your own brainstorming and putting your effort so that you can be able to generate ideas. So I feel like it depends on the upbringing also, so how you are
Right.
encouraging your children to go for AI totally or just to take help to complete your task.
Thank you so much. Yes, it is a live example when you have a daughter, taking help of ChatGPT, doing the work, and yes, the guidance of the parents, the guardian, the teachers, how you actually, advise or guide the students how to use AI. That also matters a lot. Mahvish, you are into the corporate world. Yes, I understand, being a content writer, being a copyright, you need to, make your work faster, move faster. You cannot sit with one content. Nowadays things have become if in 1 hour, in an hour, you used to write 2 articles content. Now you are able to write 6 or 7 because you have chat gpt with you. That's the professionalism, profession as a content writer, or maybe you are sending an email to someone, AI is helping you. But what about, because you all are authors here, you are naming or terming yourself to be an author, to be a poet. How do you, apart from this professional, copywriter, or you are a content writer, that's the professionalism. How you see this, as a contrast or similar to being a poet or an author by using this tool?
Definitely not. I think it is very important to first bifurcate and understand that to what limit you have to use something. And if you are smart enough, you would definitely understand that it is limited to my profession. I should not include it in the creative side of mine. But you cannot teach that to the younger generation. Obviously, I belong to that generation, but I have seen even younger people, my siblings, and they are not in a state to understand that creativity and just using it for your aid are different things. So it is going to be difficult to make anybody understand that creativity can never be generated through these kind of artificial intelligence. And being a creative person, if I have been told to write a book, and I will never choose AI to do that task for me. If somebody tells me you have to write an article for the corporate, you have to just summarize everything that's being there in the meeting, I might use it because I know to what extent I have to use it and how it can benefit me in my professional life. It should be understood by everybody that professionalism and using AI for the profession is very beneficial. And I think we should use it because it is just going to give a lot of productivity, a lot of time to you to even think about your passion. So it is important, keep the profession, use it, understand it, but limit yourself, because the more you are feeding your own personal data, your own thoughts, you are actually making the AI powerful, because you are feeding it with a lot of different data. And if you are continuing doing that, maybe one day AI will be able to generate that emotion, because it will be continuously fed with some kind of line, poem, and the thoughts that you are giving to it, because it is going to feed it somewhere. And with the kind of technology that is going on these days, it is not far that it will be able to generate a lot of different things on its own and going to even create bigger things. But as an artist, I will never encourage that, because it is also our responsibility to preserve what we can as artists.
So, William, sir, again,
Yes.
you have written thousands and thousands of poetry for the poems, but when you see the present generation, do you see them, if these students, these children, they are writing poetry with the help of AI, can you term them as true poets?
No, no. No, I disagree. Why I'm differentiating what I told in my observation, a child is a new brain. A child of 1 year old, that child is limited to a minimum space of the brain work. And that 1 year old child's brain will occupy the space very limited, unlike a 70 years aged person. The 70 years aged person has seen the world. He has gone through various experiences, various environments, various emotions, and 70-year-old person has got more experience than 7-year-old child. So, according to the limit of the brain of the child can enhance the child's own creativity in her own way, maintaining all natural contributions from her limited brain. When a day comes that should be polished with, that should be given in a better way, that by that time that child will be growing to 10 years, then 14 years, 15 years, 20 years, like that. So every now and then the brain is growing in a way or other. The beauty which you saw at the age of 10 will be different at the age of 20, 30, 40, and the beauty concept will change. Every lifestyle will change, every thought will change. Like all weathers, seasons are changing, everything will change, and change is inevitable. We have to accept any changes coming to our own area of life. I am of that opinion, including AI. I should welcome it, but we should not misuse it. This is the concept which I am giving the idea. We should not misuse any facilities. This is the concept. So if the child is using more chat GPT for writing essays and all that, there should be a human controlling that. There should be a method how to check 60% or 40% is with the help of artificial intelligence, or what is the original thing. You can ask questions directly. You can get a answer back from the child or from the aged person how this is being made. When an author is writing in the writing room or in his workshop, he is not thinking about a reader. The author, through the characters or through the actor, it is coming to the audience. Or an author, through readers, it is again coming back. Readers will come back to the author. So the readers will understand the concept of the author by reading it, by understanding it. Now, take the word understanding. How the reader is understanding. When a book is coming to the audience hand or reader's hand, the reader will open the book and the reader will visualize the story or the poetry or novel, whatever it may be. The reader will visualize in his own way. Whatever AI support is given by author or it is none of the business of the reader. If the reader is enjoying the story, he need not verify whether the author has used artificial intelligence or real intelligence. That is not the problem of a reader. If the reader is understanding a poetry, that poetry ends there. The poetry will become the property of the reader. You think that concept? You think that?
So we are running short of time. We'll just end this round one, like 2-3 questions, but please summarize in a very brief way. We'll just, it's going to be 9. Number 1, understanding poetry. If the reader understands the story and the poetry, I think we have nothing to consider, or we should not be concerned who has written. Will such attitude somewhere or the other kill the worth of the authors and poets? A day would come that we would not require any author or poet. So this, celebrated term that I am an author or a poet would not be celebrated anymore, because if you want to read a story, your tool will give you. If you want to read a poem, your tool will give you. Secondly, will AI take over emotions one day? we'll start with Subradil. We'll just, please make it brief, and we'll no, this is the last round, and we'll end it.
Definitely.
This is a never-ending discussion, actually. Yes, Subradil.
Yeah. When the question is about whether the emotions will be taken by artificial intelligence. Definitely, it will be taken by artificial intelligence because we are already becoming half machine and half human by the time Android phones have come up. So it will definitely take part of it. The more like Mahavir said it, and even Sir said it, William Sir even said it. We need to have a checkpoint, in our way to know, like the police do the interrogation and all, and that way we can limit the usability of it, and then still let the natural thing bloom and create the beautiful world that we are living in as of now, even.
So yes, I'm still looking for that answer, Suraj. Somewhere or the other, will the worth of a poet or the celebrated term that I'm an author or a poet would not be celebrated anymore if tool takes over authorship and everything, whatever you have created, the creativity. Yes, Suraj.
Yes, I agree to it. And in fact, I'll give you a small what is going in my mind is, imagine after 10 or 20 years, there'll be a time when a child is born and a microchip is installed in his brain and he knows everything. He doesn't need to learn any language, he doesn't need to learn anything else. Mentally, he is knowing everything. So I believe there can be a time like this. So yes, emotions, maybe it can learn.
Gagandip, very quickly, what do you think? You have a young child growing, blooming in front of you. Do you think a time will come? She's planning to write a book, or she has already written a book. Do you think that, the celebrated term of an author, this term, like we think that if someone is a poet or an author, we value it a lot. We actually consider him or her to be a celebrity. You are that adds credibility to your identity. How do you see this? Will the value of author and poet would definitely it will come down, and will AI take over emotion?
As of now, I don't feel so, because I know that AI is all about whatever we feed into it. It reverts according to that only. Even we talk about emotional things, we revert according to the somebody else who have added such kind of answer to it. But what I feel is, right now I am not get satisfactory answer from it sometimes. So I am not sure in future it will be also like able to generate such kind of emotions as human touch, which we can give to another person who is into a trouble, or who is getting some kind of negative thoughts. I don't think it can give that human touch to anybody, or it can totally replace human as an author. I don't feel that.
What are your views, Mahavesh Khan? Yes, professional writer, content writer, but also a creative, because you are an author, you have published 2 books. What do you think? Yeah, what are your views?
So yes, considering that if it will be celebratory to be called an author, I definitely doubt it. Like in the near future, people will actually be celebrating being an author. But at the same time, yes, it will take a lot of time to give that emotional support to the AI. It will take a lot of time. But being an author, I think it will always be my set side, that if somebody else just writing through an AI is considered as equally important as the other authors, it won't be acceptable for me.
Thank you so much, William. Sir, lastly, do you think the coming future is a future something that is unsettled? It's not like there is a sense of doubt, a skeptical future, that the unpredictability. Will we actually celebrate creativity in the coming future if tool takes over our emotions? Yes, William, sir.
No way human emotions will be taken by AI. AI is exactly or perfectly a tool which you may or you may not use according to your discretion. If you are a realistic author or a poet, go ahead with your natural thoughts, natural thinking, natural creativity. If you are not happy with that for your readers, if the readers wants, you can take the support from AI, or you can check help from AI, and whatever is needed from AI you can take it. But without sacrificing your own creativity. You can, but emotionally, human is the best example of emotion, not AI at all. No,
Thank you
no
so much,
way.
sir. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us in this intense, exciting, and very important discussion. We hope creativity lives long. We hope that the day, I do not know if the day would come when microchips will be put into our baby. All right, these are all predictable, thoughts of the future. I still pray that authors and poets should be celebrated in the near future and generations to come, because creativity is our emotion and emotions must live. If there would be no emotion, I do not think human existence would be valued in the future. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. And keep watching The Global Eye.